camels are very sensitive creatures, yet can seem quite aloof in their demeanour. Now, given this, they are more susceptible to experience trauma easily, especially if you don't know how a camel thinks and how to handle them in a way that they understand. In this episode, we're talking all about the signs of a traumatized camel and how you can manage them and help them recover. Hi, I'm Tara, host of this podcast all about camels. And if you're a camel owner, carer, or a want-to-be owner, then you are in the right place. We help people just like you become more camel confident and camel connected in camel training, handling, psychology, and well-being. This is your place to start or advance on your camel knowledge. We are here to help you become more camel connected. Ready to start learning more about camels? Let's dive into this episode. Now, I know this might sound a little bit strange, but I've had the pleasure of dealing with camels that have experienced some sort of trauma. The camels that are so scared that you can just see this scaredness overcoming them like their life depends on it. And to the camel, their life does depend on it. This is how they survive. Camels are survival animals, biologically speaking and psychologically speaking. If a camel feels something will threaten their very survival, then they will choose the fight, flight, or fright scenario. So camel trauma is a colourful subject because there is not one answer to help them recover. There's no magic pill or a solution to give you to say this is going to be the thing that helps this particular camel recover from any trauma. There are many, many things you can do to help, and this all depends on that particular camel that has experienced the trauma and to what extent that they've experienced the trauma. In all honesty, it is heartbreaking to meet a camel that has experienced trauma. They seem to be really good at expressing themselves, and I feel that deeply. And I've really got to hold the emotions back a little bit so that I can lead her up, like as in be the leader that they need me to be that confident person they need me to be to help them recover for the sake of that traumatized camel that I might be dealing with. It definitely takes a certain fortitude to deal with camels that have experienced some sort of trauma. Though what it doesn't take is ego-driven force and dominance, trying to make the camel do something, which is where a lot of trauma actually stems from. People trying to make camels do something the camel's not understanding. One of the biggest factors I see camels experiencing trauma is that very lack of knowledge that the handler or trainer or owner has about camel psychology, how the camel actually thinks, which, can lead to the handler trying other animal training and handling techniques and methods, which they're trying to use on the camels, which ultimately can leave the camel, quite frankly, at a bit of an identity crisis because, yes, camels get these things. They really, especially in the first few years of their life, they're figuring out who they are as a camel. And that all depends on who they're housed with in regards to other animals. Are they with other camels? Are they with another species of animals? They go through this figuring out their identity, especially in the first few years of their life. So I just want to go through just a few signs of a traumatized camel. This is not the be-all and end-all list. This is just some things that might indicate that a camel has experienced trauma. So one of the first things is that a camel seems extremely fearful of humans rather than curious, even after some training, handling, and bonding. They can experience erratic behavior where the camel seems to switch behaviors really quickly. Like they might be cool, calm and collected, and then all of a sudden you bring out a grooming tool and they freak, like it could be something as simple as that. It could also be a camel that makes a lot of noises and like a lot of growling noises when humans are handling them or trying to do things with them. That being said, some camels are just talkers, but it's that fine line of understanding camels to the point where you can determine what an actual scared growl is and what an actual just I'm talking kind of growl is. Another one is that the camel can seem quite uninterested and lacks curiosity with humans and or other animals. Camels are naturally curious creatures and they come into this world with a natural curiosity. And if that has been tainted in some way by a negative experience with another animal or a human, then, there could be some trauma stemming from that. So also the opposite can be true. An extremely timid camel that will absolutely do anything to try and please you can also have experienced some trauma. And sometimes, at the end of the day, it could be just a knowing or a gut feeling from yourself, just that you feel like from your experience of handling with this particular camel that they have experienced some sort of trauma. And that's completely valid too. So as with anything, there is always exceptions. Again, this is not a black and white topic. It is extremely colourful and can be quite complex dealing with these types of camels. A lot of miscommunication can happen with that lack of understanding between human and camel. At the end of the day, a traumatized camel is an unsafe camel because you never know when they will trigger. So it's your job as the handler, the owner, or the carer to put as many positive experiences that the camel can relate to, of course, with humans in front of them moving forward. Your job is to just put in good experiences and good experiences. Sure, there's going to be the odd miscommunication, but ultimately it's just one good thing in front of the other. And the other thing is time, effort, and commitment and an understanding of camel psychology are the biggest factors for managing and helping traumatized camels recover. And all camels can recover. I've seen some incredible stories, personally with me and some of the camels I've had, like how they have recovered, even as an older camel as well. I've seen that. It's been quite incredible and humbling and possibly the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. If you are suspecting that you have a camel that has experienced trauma, or you're one of those people that want to help rehabilitate camels that have experienced trauma, like rescue sanctuaries and all that sort of thing, you can access a lesson I did recently in the Camel Academy on traumatized camels and how to manage them and help them recover. This will help you understand camel psychology better and give you steps to start helping a camel recover from trauma, as well as how to identify the trauma in camels. Again, not black and white, quite colourful. Now, if you'd like to learn more about traumatized camels and how you can help them recover and how you can manage them, because there are certain techniques to use with these particular types of camels. Not that it's a type of camel, but the experience that they've had. You can access a lesson in the Camel Academy on traumatized camels, management and recovery techniques, membership to join and start watching now. And we don't have any lock-ins or any long-term commitments for members, so you can leave the Academy at any time. You've literally got nothing to lose and everything to gain, especially from a lesson like this. You can check out all the perks about our Camel Academy membership to access not only the lesson on traumatized camels, but a whole library of camel information that will blow your mind. It blows my mind, including some camel vet talks by our camel vet in the Academy. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.